we have a new champion? We do!
For me, man, Black History Month really is just a continual, for me, an acknowledgement of those who came before me, who helped make this road a little bit easier in wrestling. And then outside of wrestling, it's acknowledging all the people who have helped make our country so great, who have fought to make this country a better place to live in for all people.
People get the chance to go through some of the incredible stories throughout Black history.
I always appreciate the fact that we do have a month that we take to acknowledge all the incredible things that African Americans have done for really Black people all over the world have done.
A Black innovator that I would like to recognize would be King Booker. One of the best, the most entertaining, the most charismatic, one of the best in-ring generals that I could have had an opportunity to be with. And I had some incredible matches with him that I would always remember. I was in the finals with him for the King of the Ring tournament, and he ended up defeating me. And King Booker, I had to go to live events and I would have to hear King Booker, and it just rang in my ear like nonstop. But it was such a great character for him, and it really just showed his range. I would describe his style as very entertaining, and that's the one thing that Booker always wanted to do. He wanted to entertain the crowd. He wanted to just show some athleticism. He wanted to just do everything, and he had the knowledge to do so. His in-ring knowledge and psychology was amazing. He always had great matches, and no matter who he was in the ring with, he made that person look better, and he carried on his character.
I think of guys like Ron Simmons and how much they impacted me as a young kid, even well before I ever thought about getting in the ring myself. And we just had so many people like Ron who just paved the way for us. And when I was a kid, I got to see people who looked like me do incredible things. But I remember being in catering and Ron Simmons was backstage and being able to sit down at a table, and sometimes, not that I had this fear, but what we were doing in the New Day, especially at the time, like I didn't know if he wouldn't be into it or if it was too goofy, but to be able to sit down with him and hear how much he respected what we were doing, he seemed to understood it, seeing his career, seeing what he did in Doom, seeing him win a world championship in WCW, all those incredible things just paving the way to be at a table with a guy who was a hero of mine when I was a kid. And to have his ear, to be able to ask him questions, just was a special moment for me. And even Booker, pulling me aside and after Kofi won and saying like, man, keep pushing, man, your time is coming. And to then eventually be able to be a world champion myself. Having the people that I watched and loved as a kid be able to give me advice or say, you're on the right track, just really means the world. And it really meant a ton to me to be able to pull them aside and also to say thank you.
I would like to recognize two icons that a lot of people don't bring up in conversation. Jazz, the legend, and Shelton Benjamin. So Jazz influenced my career where she was tossing and turning with the boys and wasn't backing down from the boys. That was an influence. And seeing Shelton doing the high flying, the crazy viral moves that people still talk about and still repost to this day. He is so versatile. So he can be the high flyer if he wanted to. He could be the powerhouse. He could mesh well with whoever his opponent was, just to benefit him and to come out on top. And the thing that really is upsetting to me is that he does not get the recognition that he deserves, just because he's done so much for this business and he's always willing to help out the younger generation. And aside from being a legend in the ring, he is a legend backstage as well. Their legacy, both Jazz and Shelton, prove that you just have to be yourself and you will succeed.
The easy answer to this question is obviously The Rock. He has been able to do so many incredible things in the ring, but more importantly, outside of the industry. You talk about being the most recognized, the highest paid actor outside of wrestling. And then on top of that, all the other business endeavors that he has done, all the work in the community that he has done as well. It's really remarkable. He didn't want to be The Rock. Like you saw what he was doing on television. For me as a kid, he was definitely one of the most influential African-American superstars that I got to witness growing up.
Junkyard Dog was actually raised around the same parts that I was raised in.
And I just want to recognize him for not only just wrestling in the uncharted territory or a time in which it wasn't like hardly favorable for people like us to wrestle, but just being a pioneer during that time and just always fighting the fight and allowing myself, the Dawkins, to be and express ourselves the way we want to express ourselves today, and not just Black History Month, every day.
Person I like to recognize is Ernie Ladd. Kind of like reminds me of me in a way, like a big dude that can move really fast, and he's a WWE Hall of Famer. Plus, he's also in the NFL Hall of Fame as well. So, I give a shout out to Ernie Ladd. He was one of the first people, one of my coaches at the time when I started in 2012, put me on to like watch. They felt like we had similar styles, and they're just watching how he moves in the ring and stuff like that. Be a big dude that can move real fast. You know what I'm saying? Be a hybrid, the first of a hybrid.
I remember it's like 2 in the morning, ECW's on the TV, and I saw a clip of Too Cold Scorpio doing a moonsault leg drop, and I almost threw up. I was like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. And then finally seeing some of his matches, I was like, this guy is incredible. And I didn't know that he had been in WCW with Bagwell as a tag team, so I dug through so much of his history and just saw his body of work was incredible. And he's the guy that literally made me want to be a professional wrestler. But one thing that really popped me off about him is like he would come out and dance and then be taken seriously in the ring. And so that idea is what I told myself I was gonna chase and do my best to perfect. But to me, Too Cold Scorpio was best of both worlds, and he made it work. That was legit my inspiration for wanting to be a wrestler. Like, you know what? He did it, and he had a fun time at work, and he had a blast, and then he kicked people's asses. Like, that's what I want to do. So him, and then definitely Devon Dudley. He's somebody that I looked up to for a very long time, somebody that I love that I have the ability to call and mentor. He's somebody who's helped me time and time again. He's honestly like the reason that I'm here in WWE. Otherwise, I don't know if I would have continued. I hit a wall. I didn't believe in myself anymore. But he has that ability to be able to make you find what he sees in you, and that completely can change your life.
If I had to say one thing directly to Booker, as always, like I say every time when I see him, I appreciate you, and I appreciate the things that you did for me.
Thank you, guys. You have no idea. Well, I mean, you do, because I talk about it all the time, how much you have inspired me to become who I am today, to be a grown man who stands his own ground on his own 2 feet and make sure that what I want, I get. Don't back down from people, step up to them and make sure that your voice is heard. Thank you for giving me that, because without it, I don't know where I'd be today.
Thank you, because without y'all, there's no Street Profits, there's no Bobby Lashley, there's no Harlem Heat, no Devon Dudley, there's no Rock, there's no Farouk without those guys, and thank you for paving the way.
Just thanks, thank you for pushing through.
Thank you for being yourselves and showing the world that being yourself is enough to make it in this business.
Being you have allowed us to be us. We thank you, God bless you, Godspeed, and we shall continue to not only carry on your legacy, but to make you guys proud.
I want to say thank you to everyone who came before me, who looks like me, who fought through so many different things and fought so many different battles to make this road easier. And my hope is that we do our part as well. So I'm excited to see the next generation, and I hope we can continue to celebrate Black people in wrestling, outside of wrestling, and we are a massive part of the fabric of this country. And to all who came before and to those who will come after, salute.